Hi, ladies. As usual, I'm showing off my outfit of the day, and I want to dive into today's topic, which is on pheromones. We're going to be discussing pheromones and why exactly we need them, what they are, how to boost them, what disrupts them, and just all the whole 9 yards about pheromones. Before we dive in, a quick introduction. Hello, my name is Ashanwa. Welcome to LAJA. This is a space for women cultivating self trust, learning to know, getting to know themselves on a deep level, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, fashionly, all the 9 yards. They're getting to know themselves so well so they can become women they depend on, women they can rely on, and women that they can trust. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, I encourage you to subscribe. First, watch this video, peruse my videos, and also join my community, larger self living society, where like minded women are sharing their protocols to becoming their hottest versions of themselves and also attracting great outcomes with men and just across life in general. So, ladies, this is the team of winners. So, if you are a winner yourself and you're also an action taker, I encourage you to join our community because you're going to absolutely love it. But today we're talking about attraction and we're talking about pheromones. What exactly are pheromones and why should we care about them? Pheromones are chemical signals that our bodies naturally give off that boost our attractiveness to the opposite sex. It's something that is naturally occurring in our body, and it basically signals to the opposite sex that we are ready to mate, that we are attractive. You can think of pheromones like how in nature flowers give off scents to their pollinators to draw them in. Yes, we as humans also give off pheromones as well to the opposite sex. That's why you've probably been in a situation where you smell a man or you sniff him and you're like, you can't stand him. And that's probably a sign that your pheromones are not compatible and more. There's actually scientific studies behind this as well. And I'm going to go into things like the things that impact your pheromones negatively, how to boost them naturally, and also topicals that you can incorporate as well to boost your natural appeal. Here on my channel, we want to look our best, we want to feel our best, but we also want to attract the best outcomes in life. And one of those outcomes are the types of men we attract. And pheromones are one of the tools in my arsenal that help me do just that. So, ladies, the first thing that I'm going to start on this, we've already talked about what pheromones are and why we need them, but I'm also going to talk to you about what actually disrupts our natural pheromones. So I had said earlier on that our bodies naturally produce pheromones. So in women, our pheromones are actually linked to where we are in our cycle. So typically when we are in a follicular and especially our ovulation phase, our pheromones are typically at their highest. And it makes sense, right? Because we are fertile, we are our most fertile, and we are signaling to the opposite sex that, hey, I'm ready to mate, I'm ready to make babies. So our bodies naturally produce more pheromones in that regard. So or in that time frame. And then of course they drop as you get into your luteal phase and also when you're in your menstrual phase as well. These are all studied scientifically, so you can actually look them up if you need additional evidence past this video. So what are some of the things that can actually disrupt your body's natural pheromones? Number one is your diet. Ladies, your diet can make or break your pheromone production. So you want to ensure that you're eating foods that are nourishing, you want to ensure that you're eating foods that are hydrating, and you want to eat foods that support your pheromone production and keep you smelling right, quite literally, and giving you off the right signal. So your diet is actually one thing that can affect your pheromone levels. And I'm going to go through some foods that you can actually incorporate today to help with that, but that will be in a later phase. But let's go through things that actually disrupt your pheromones first and foremost. The second thing that disrupts your pheromones is poor sleep. When you don't sleep well, you raise your cortisol levels, and high cortisol levels actually disrupt your pheromones. And the reason being, when you think of this from a scientific point of view, when you're stressed, the body that signals to your body that there is lack, and when there is lack in the environment, that is not the time to be reproducing. So it suppresses your natural attraction signals. So, ladies, it behooves you to sleep well and to mind your cortisol levels. I encourage you to watch my video on adaptogens, and you can join my school community if you're trying to look for ways to balance out your stress and your cortisol levels so you can actually literally boost your appeal on a biological level to men. And if you don't care about men, I don't know why you're watching this video or why you're here. Go somewhere else and go where you belong. But if you're watching up until this point, then it means you do care about how you come across the opposite sex because you want to get the best outcomes possible. So regulate your sleep, regulate your cortisol hormones, and also regulate your feminine hormones as well, your estrogen, your progesterone, and your testosterone. All those things also impact how your body produces pheromones. If your hormones are imbalanced, then you're also going to have a negative impact on your pheromone levels. I go through protocols on how to balance your feminine hormones in my school community, so you're welcome to join. And I encourage you to start working on that because it makes a difference. Something else that actually impacts your pheromone levels is how you feel about yourself, ladies. Because one thing you need to understand is that we as human beings, science has actually studied this, but our organs give off electromagnetic frequencies. They give off frequencies that actually attract certain things or other things into our lives. So how you feel about yourself actually matters, and you're actually signaling to your body that you're safe or that you're not safe. And when you don't feel safe, you throw off your pheromones. So, ladies, I really want us to do the inner work to really work on how we feel about ourselves, our self concept, our self trust, which is something we focus on heavily in my community, and our self esteem. Because if we are, if we have a belief of self defeat, we have a belief of self hatred, all those things attract your attractiveness, affect your attractiveness on a biological level, because ladies, the body keeps score and it's something that we do not want to neglect. Last but not the least thing that affects our pheromones negatively is, and this may be a bit controversial, but I do want to be honest, but birth control. There have been studies that show that a woman's sense that she gives up and the kinds of men that she's attracted to when she's on birth control is completely different from the men she's attracted to off of birth control. So, ladies, if you are single and you don't have any health condition that requires you to be on birth control, I encourage you to not be on birth control because it is dampening your signals to the opposite sex, and it's also impacting your own cognitive capabilities of selecting a potential mate. However, if you're already married, you're using it for family planning, and you're in a comfortable, healthy relationship, and you already have a mate pre selected, you can definitely be on birth control for that reason. But if you're single and you're just on birth control just because you want to be able to swing your pum pum like a man, which I personally don't stand for, then I encourage you to think twice about that and really consider your health and actually understand that you're impacting your appeal. And yeah, it's not worth it is what I'm trying to say. So those are the things that negatively impact your pheromones. So what are ways we can actually naturally boost our pheromones? We can first of all start by eating pheromone rich foods. I'm going to go through the internals and then I'll also go through topicals because you can actually purchase topical pheromones as well. So the first food you want to incorporate into your diet is celery. And the way I do this is through celery juice. And you'll be thinking, Ashanwa, why do you do all these things when you're already married? Are you trying to attract men? Please leave me alone. I still want to be attractive after marriage. Please, please. I was doing this before marriage and I'll continue till I die. Period. So don't come for me. But, anyways, celery juice is amazing for boosting your body's natural pheromone levels because it contains a chemical that I forget the name that is a similar replica to the chemicals in pheromones, and it essentially helps to boost your body's natural appeal. I'm not going to go into the vanity benefits of celery juice, but you want to be incorporating celery juice at least 16 ounces every single day. I batch juice my celery and I drink it every day on an empty stomach right after I break my fast. So, that is the first food you want to incorporate into your diet to help boost your natural pheromone level and pheromone production. The second food you want to incorporate into your diet to boost your pheromones and your natural scent, as they say, is garlic, raw garlic, or black garlic if you prefer. Both are equally effective. But the key in all of these foods is that you have to be consistent to see results. Ladies, I love garlic and I also consume this on a daily basis. I take garlic on an empty stomach for in the morning. I chop up fresh garlic and I swallow it with water like a tablet essentially. And garlic is amazing. People always think that garlic will make you smell like garlic, but no, it actually does the opposite. It helps you smell fresh down there. It keeps your pum pum balance in terms of pH. It keeps you from getting UTIs and all sorts of feminine health imbalances that happen down there. But it also helps you smell fresh and it helps you smell good. Of course, you want to ensure that you're staying hydrated when you consume garlic so that it doesn't become a scent problem. But in my case, I've been eating garlic for over 2 years raw. Every single morning, I hardly miss it. Maybe I miss a couple of days, but I'm very consistent with it, and I've seen amazing benefits with it. My mom also swears by it. She loves garlic as well, and it's truly amazing and a very quick hack and a quick way you can boost your natural scent while reaping a bunch of health benefits. And I go into the health benefits of garlic in my community, but you can always Google that on your own in your spare time. So, the third food you can incorporate today, and I actually did a video on this and you can watch it on my channel, and that is adaptogens. Yes, my love. Adaptogens are known to help improve your pheromone production and boost your pheromones in general. And when you study the science behind it, it actually makes sense because what do adaptogens do? Adaptogens help your body adapt to stress on a biological level, and when your stress levels are balanced, it means that you're signaling to your body that there's abundance. And when you're signaling to your body that there's abundance, it means that it's time to what? Multiply. Because even scripture says to be fruitful and then multiply. So when your body senses that there is a lot of fruitfulness around you, it then says, oh baby, it is time to multiply. And what does it do? It sends out more signals that baby, come from me. Come, let us multiply and be fruitful and dominate this earth together. But yeah, that was me just being extra. But yes, literally that's how it works, honestly. And so you want to consume adaptogens, and which ones are those? You can incorporate yerba mate, moringa, ashwagandha, maca. I go through the more details in my video, which you can watch on my channel. But yeah, you want to incorporate adaptogens into your diet. So that is it for the internals and the biological level. And of course, you want to make sure you're eating your leafy greens and your protein and all those things and things like that. Because I know you've probably heard that, but I wanted to give you some tips that you probably had not heard of before, specifically to help boost your pheromone level so you can actually improve your attractiveness on a biological level. So, ladies, what are the topicals? I'm going to only list one. I list the remaining ones in my school community because I'm not going to give all my secrets away. But because I like you, I like you a little bit watching this video up until this point. Thank you very much. Subscribe while you're at it. But I'm going to give you one topical pheromone that I really enjoy and I continue to purchase in my collection, and I have it over here. It is from Whole Cosmetics. I have this pheromone from Whole Cosmetics, and it is the ones I have specifically are Liquid Finesse, which I absolutely love. That one is for both. I think Liquid Finesse is for both men and women attraction, and then Habitu Provocateur, which is for male attraction as well. So I spray this on every day, even though I have a husband. But maybe I still spray it on because I want him to be all over me, obviously. But anyways, but I spray that on after my perfume or before my perfume and on moisturize skin, and I let it do its magic. I really enjoy pheromones, and I have a few other ones listed in my school community as well that you can also incorporate into your routine. I'm always searching for new pheromones to try out because I truly enjoy this art. And yeah, that is it for this video, ladies. So I want to know your experience with pheromones. Have you tried them? Do you enjoy them? Have you seen results in your magnetism from using them, let me know. And with that, I'll see you in my school community where we can chat more about this and just ways we can pull these men in, and get the best results we want from the men in our lives and just from our relationships as well. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.